To the story. I'm not getting paid for this, so no. This happened years ago when I was in college. Not quite an I don't work here lady. My friend was dating a girl who had connection with major concert venue and convinced me to volunteer to work security for a concert I wanted to see. Hey, free show, right? All I had to do was wear an ugly shirt and make sure everyone was safe. It was hot as hell, and there were a lot of drugs going around. I was just wandering through the crowd and talking to everyone and checking if some of the people who looked a bit too high needed medical attention. End of the show, one of the security guy tells me to go to the other side of the venue to help out with the after party or something. I get there thinking I'll just explain that I need to leave because I have to work in the morning. That is when I met the head of security, HOS. HOS, who are you? I don't recognize you. Me, I was sent over here to help out. HOS, how do I know you work here? Me, because I'm wearing this ugly shirt. Why else would I wear it? HOS, give me your ID! He took my driver's license and took a good 20 minutes to check that I was actually registered to work security. During that time, a lot of people came by asking how to get into the party, and my response was, I'm not looking. HOS returned with my ID. Alright, you can work. Me, oh thanks, I'm not getting paid, so I'm going home. My friend had been waiting in the parking lot the whole time, wondering where I was. In the days before we all had cell phones, there was no way to tell him I got held up. Well, after all, he's not really a cop, so he cannot demand you to give him anything. To the second story. Sure, I'll help you, but I'll have to charge. This happened on November 29th, 2020. For context, I used to work at a partner company of the cell phone retailer with a red checkmark. I quit for reasons I won't go into. I was going into the store to return the key. As I was leaving, a lady grabbed my arm tightly. Like I said, this is mid-COVID. I immediately recognized her as a regular who's always having issues with her phone, or rather, doesn't have a brain cell to learn how to use it. I yanked my arm away, grumbling a bit, preparing for the loud yelling I knew came with helping her. Aren't you going to help me? She shrieked, her voice shrill, nails on a chalkboard. Help you? Why would I? I scoffed. Because you work here, she snapped. No I don't. I used to, but I just quit last week. I don't care. You're here. Help me. I signed and thought for a second, then got a devilish smirk. Fine, but since I don't work here, I'll have to charge my freelance fees. She got a look on her face as if I just told her grass was always pink. Freelance fees? Yep. When I'm not on the clock, I charge $40 per hour, minimum of 2 hours. I knew she wouldn't go for it. As expected, she started screaming and berating me. I didn't have time for her BS, so I just walked out of the door and continued my day, with a bit of a smile on my face. Well, letting a Karen touching you in mid-COVID? Kinda dangerous. The third story. I don't work here, you work here. Okay, so starting off, I was a promoter for a company with a wide range of products where I promote their product in another company's store. I am usually near the front of the store pitching whatever new products my company has to people as they pass by. So the amount of times people coming in and asking me for help is staggering. But most of the time I help because I usually know more or less where everything in the store is, or I know where to find someone who does. Except for when I have to promote at a hardware store, because them chunky boys are huge and full of things I have no clue about. So anyway, on to the story. I am standing in front of the brushware and cleaning section promoting a spin bucket mop when the manager walks up to me with this confused looking old man trailing behind. Manager: where is the laminate floor cleaner? Me: sorry, I have no clue. I was there for only like a week, so I really had no clue. Manager: what do you mean you don't know? This is your section. Me: but I work for Company X, not Company Y. I was really taken aback by this sudden tirade, so I replied super quietly. Manager: you should know what is in your section. She then looks back at the customer, signs dramatically, and walks into the aisle to check for herself. How the hell can she be so rude to a customer like that? This poor old man follows her like Karen's unloved toddler when she looks through all the cleaning products. Not finding what she's looking for, she tells him she'll find someone to assist him, then storms off. I'm left with this poor old man looking around all confused, checking back to his shopping list like it will tell him where to go. 5 minutes pass, so I realize that help is not coming from the manager, so he is well and truly abandoned. I go to the promoter for another company and ask him to help, since he worked there for a month already and was friends with employees. He calls someone to come help, and within seconds, the old man is being led off to another section by an employee. I later find out the manager works at a desk and has zero clues how the rest of the store works. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my story. Well, what a terrible manager. I bet she has a high staff turnover rate. The fourth story. Hi, saw this Reddit the other day on YouTube. Now I must watch and read them all. Cast: me equals to me. P equals to prick. The story. I had just finished playing a few hours of Demon Souls when my min pin started to beg for some attention. It was around 3 p.m, so she was probably hungry. I grabbed my keys and drove a few blocks to my local Vons. I just needed puppy food and a bottle of Topatio hot sauce to complete my shopping for today. I live in famous city in southern CA that has a zoo, fish zoo, and a wild zoo with no cages. I grabbed my puppy food first, then headed for my hot sauce. As luck would have it, there was only one left, but it was on the top shelf and in the back corner. I'm 5'10", and I have a pretty good reach, but this one was a bit too far for me. I looked around for an employee, but could not find one. I decided to just hang tight and simply ask a normal customer that was tall if they would not mind lending me a hand. The first guy that walks by my area happened to be tall and decided to ask for help. Hi, sorry to bother you. I get cut off. P: I don't work here. Now, I think to myself, don't end up on Reddit, so I quickly say, sorry, I know you don't work here. I was just wondering if you would be so kind as to lend me a hand. You're taller than I am, and I'm not able to reach a bottle. Would you be able to assist me? I figured that if I told him, I understood that he's not an employee, and I'm simply asking for a quick hand from another human being, he may be cool with it. Wrong. P: in the douchiest way possible. Hell no. Me: okay, no worries, thank you. I figured he's under no obligation to help me, so don't be rude, don't say anything else. Next person that walks by, same question, they say sure, no sweat, and hand me the bottle. I thank them for the help, and off I go to pay for everything. The 15 items or less line was long, so it took me a bit to get out of the store. When I get to my car, P was struggling to open the trunk of his car and not drop all his groceries. He had tried to carry a bunch of bags on both arms and also carry a few boxes on top, using his chin to hold it down. He was a few moments away from toppling over and losing his eggs and fruits bag when he noticed someone nearby, me, and said, "Quick, I'm about to lose my grip, please help." I stopped, turned my head until he saw me, and I'm guessing he knew what was coming from his expression. Me: I don't work here. I unlocked my car, and as I was getting in, I heard something hit the floor and he started yelling something. I don't know that he said because I was too busy not giving a single F about that prick. I did see my rear view mirror, his eggs were on ground splattered, and fruits rolling away under some nearby cars. You don't want to help a person? That is fine. Just don't expect help in return. Wow, I don't work here lady and petty revenge combined under one post. Worth it! To the fifth story. I'm doing my job, it's just not with this company. This is a story about dealing with an entitled Karen. I am a security guard. With the outbreak, we have gotten a lot of new companies and contracts, and there have been several stores that hire my company for mask enforcement. Basically, refusing service for anyone who tries to walk in without a facial covering. This event took place at one of these new contracts for a home improvement shop, one that promises that you can save big money shopping here. My job at this location is extremely simple and narrow. If I see someone walked in without a mask, I stand between them and the gate, inquire as to their lack of mask, and give them the option of purchasing a mask for less than 50 cents at the nearby customer service desk if they do not have one of their own. For the most part, people are kind and understanding. Many of them apologize by saying that they forgot and quickly dig out a mask from a pocket or purse and go on about their way. One day, however, I met the Karen. Line up, me/I, myself, the security guard, CSE, customer service employee, manager, and Karen is, of course, the Karen. I had just stopped an elderly gentleman and asked if he had a mask. He laughed, pulled it out of his pocket, saying he always forgets, puts it on, and walks through the turnstile. As I'm having the conversation with him, in walks Karen. Staring me down, no mask, and almost runs into the elderly gentleman as she tries to rush past me. I, however, step in her way with a kind smile. Hello, ma'am, do you have a mask today? Karen, no, and I don't need one either. Me, I'm sorry, however, the store policy states that everyone is required to wear a mask. If you need one, you can get one over there. Pointing to customer service desk. For just 42 cents. Karen, I told you I don't need a mask. I just need a washing machine. Where are they? Me, I don't know where the washing machines are. However, I cannot let you pass this point without a mask. Please either get one on or see the customer service desk to purchase one. Karen, what do you mean you don't know where the washing machines are? What kind of incompetent worker are you? Me, I'm not an employee of this store. I work for a third-party security company. I do not know the store, but you cannot go through these gates without a mask. During this time, Karen tries to walk around me multiple times. I keep stepping in front of her, keeping my hands low and calmly repeating, "You need a mask." Karen, you obviously work here, and I don't like your attitude. Either tell me where I can get a washing machine, or get the hell out of my way. Me, she, pointing to CSE, will be more than able to help you find what you need, as well as to sell you a mask so you can shop here. At this point, CSE realizes that something isn't right, as for the most part as a guard, I smile and wave, pace, and don't really interact with customers. So when I'm no longer smiling, standing still, and speaking with a customer, this usually means that something is going wrong. CSE, hello, what can I help to do today? Me, she is looking... Karen, I want a washing machine, and he refuses to tell me where they are. He just keeps getting in my way and telling me to wear a darn mask. CSE, I'm sorry, but he does not work within the store. His job is just to enforce the mask rules. I would be more than happy to help. Do you have a mask today? Karen, no, I don't have a mask and I'm not wearing one. Some long-winded rant about HIPPA and civil rights. CSE, well, ma'am, he won't let you in without a mask, and unless you have one, I would be unable to assist you in getting the washing machine for you. Karen, I've had enough. Get me your manager now. CSE then gets on her walkie and radios for a manager to come up. Manager, hello, how are you doing today? Karen, I'm doing horrible. Your employees are useless, refuse to help me, and won't even let me in the store. I demand you to fire them both. Manager, I'm sorry, but he, pointing to me, is not an employee here. We hired his company to enforce mask policies. Karen,
I've already told you people I won't wear a ducking mask. Now fire these people and help me get my washing machine.
At this point, she is escalating more and more and is getting very close to the manager, which triggers my training. Normally, I'm not allowed to go hands-on. However, this is an exception, where this is a significant threat of violence to myself or the employees of the company I'm working at, and it starts to appear as if some violence may happen. Ma'am, I'm going to need you to calm down and please back away from the manager. We don't want any physical contact.
Karen, I'm not talking to you. You're about to get fired anyway. You might as well to go home already.
Manager, he's not going to be fired. He's doing his job. And I would be more than happy to take you to our washing machines, but you need to get a mask first. Another 5 minutes argument during which I'm forced to stand between the manager and Karen as she is getting more and more aggressive. The manager took this chance to motions for CSE to call the police. Manager, at this point, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I won't have you yelling at our security or refusing to follow our policies.
Karen, I'm not leaving until you fire this butthole and get my washing machine. And get out of my way. Don't you know it's rude to get between two people talking?
Manager, he's doing his job making sure no violence happens. We have called the cops. Leave now. About 5 minutes later, the cops arrived with Karen screaming that we physically assaulted her and hit her when all she wanted to do was get a washing machine. And even after the police reviewed the camera footage, she held to her story. As they attempted to trespass her from the store, she swung at me and luckily missed. That, however, was enough for her to leave the store in handcuffs. I'm not sure why she thought I was an employee. My uniform is gray and black with a bright red logo, and the store uniforms is a lot of blues and greens. But all's well that ends with Karen in the back of a police car. I mean, even if she agreed to wear a mask, we all know that she's just take it off again the second she got inside the store. On to the final story. I do work here, just not, here. I'll start this story by saying that I've been in some form of customer service for the most part of the past 45 years. Yep, I'm an old geezer. In all those years, I've had more than a few ridiculous customers, including one man who threatened to kill me because his credit application was turned down. But I've never really had a Karen or Chad, whatever you call a male Karen. Today, I thought it was all about to change. I'm retired and working part-time for a friend who manages a large discount store. Clothing, housewares, homes decor, etc. My job is shoes, and that's it. I process the hundreds of shoes that they get daily. I spend my days in the back stockroom. On days when there aren't a lot of shoes, I'll help run out the other stock. On this day of days, I was doing just that. I had a big rolling shelf chock full of impulse buys, those inexpensive items that stores always put up front by register when it happened. There's a longish line of people waiting to check out. And as I'm rearranging a section to work in the new goodies, I hear a guy speaking to me. Nobody ever speaks to me. You could jump on that open register. Oh, happy day, joy of joys. Today, I finally get me a Karen, and a boy Karen to boot. I've read hundreds of these stories on Reddit, and I'm not the shrinking violet that seemed to attract them. I'm a jerk. Screwing around with jerks is my hobby. I smile at him. I can't do that. How come? He asked. Well, it's actually the same reason that you cannot do it. I don't know how. I'm ready to go. I've waited my whole life for Karen or her husband. Today is my day. This is practically my big O. I'm locked and loaded. The man looks at me for a second. He's thinking of some smart butt comeback. Come on, dude, give me your best shot. Actually, that's a really good reason. He chuckles. Wait, what? But Mr. Karen, you're supposed to be mean. Insane! WTF! Now I gotta regroup. I point to the 3 or 4 young ladies who were cashiering. They only have the young pretty girls up front, They usually just kept the ugly old dude in the back, but I escaped, I told him. He laughs again. That is a really good policy. As an ugly old dude myself, I would much rather get checked out by pretty young girls than by another old guy. He gets called up next. Have a great rest of your day, he says as he heads over to one of the pretty girls. Well, crap. So today is not my day. Darn you, nice old dude. I know you're out there, Mr. or Mrs. Karen, and I'm waiting. Anyway, in your face, grandkids. I told you Grandpa was hilarious. Thank you for writing that out, Grandpa. It made me chuckle a bit. You also have a really good writing style. And your day will come someday. That's it for today, fellow humans. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time.